Hi, my name is Johannes Apel, and this is my Exploring Photoshop project. My project goal was to learn and understand more about Adobe Photoshop CS6. In this project, I plan on making something awesome in Photoshop. I made a lot of practice projects to show mastery of a certain skill. For my project, I used a camera, lights, pictures, creativity, and Adobe Photoshop CS6. Okay, on these sites, they were the best resource I found. They showed tutorials of effects, and it really helped with everything. So this is what the websites look like. They weren't videos; they were step by step. You follow the step by step, and they looked like this, which I really liked. My project plan, I didn't need to change anything. But I did fall behind on week 3 because I had no idea what I was going to do for my final project. Week 1. During week 1, I worked on watching tutorials and looking at the tutorials on the websites I showed. I also worked on small projects so I could become more proficient in a certain area of Photoshop. Here's some of my projects for week 1. This project, I worked on merging 2 images together and then blurred the images so it didn't look like I just put the wolf on his face. And so this is what I got. This was actually my favorite project. It was a splash of color, and I took this picture one morning when I needed to do something for the project, and what I did for this one is I used the lasso tool to put in the color, and then took away all the rest of the color, and that's what I got. Alright, so I took this picture when I was walking one day trying to get pictures so I could edit, and in this one I used the filters in Photoshop, and it was just one filter, and so that's what I got. Alright, so week 2 I was still exploring it, and I really like the splash of color. I think that turned out really well. And so I did some more of those. This is the splash of color I was talking about. I had this, the phone booth, and then the red building, and then as well as the sky and the bush. You can't see the sky and the bush because it wasn't very good, and so I just edited that out. This is my brother playing baseball, and I found this on my dad's Facebook, and I was just messing around with filters again. Alright, so I wanted this to be my final project, but I didn't think the idea was solid enough, and so I just used it as my practice project, and this is when I just took a picture and then edited in an explosion to replace the head. So my family and I went out to take pictures with our cousins one day, and there was a sunflower field. So I took this picture. The only bad thing about the picture was the sky was all gray. A few days earlier, I had taken the picture of a blue sky, and so I just put that in the background instead of the gray sky. On week 3, I still had no idea what I was doing for my project, like I said, but my project plan was to be working on the final project. I had an idea towards the end of week 3 and got busy. So I did have a lot of ideas, but I didn't think any of them were solid enough for my final project, and I just had trouble finding what I really wanted to do. So this is what I came up with. There was an inspiration for this. I saw there was a guy made out of money, and he was puppeteering a human being, and so I kind of got the idea with the love puppeteering people. So this is what I just explained, and so for the final project, I took a picture and I changed the background so I didn't have the lights. I had to figure out how to light the picture, and so I backlit it and then used 2 umbrella lights in front of me to get the 3D effect so I didn't look flat. and then I had to get my background set, and I did a gradient background. And since the two predominant colors in my project were orange and red, I put that as the gradient background. So where there's red, I put orange, and when there's orange, I put red. So you'll see that when I show the project again. Then I used the lasso tool to crop out the background of the heart. And then I had to do this a couple times because when I lassoed it, I had to zoom in really far, and I didn't want to mess up because I wanted to look realistic as possible. And then I finally added the tools with the pencil tool, and I got what I got. So there's 4 weeks. I feel like I learned a lot. I learned about lighting pictures, taking good pictures, and editing pictures, which was the main point. I had to use my brain to get ideas for the projects, which I had a lot of trouble with. The problems. It was hard trying to figure out what I wanted for my final project to be, and I finally found this easy and fitting idea. I had a little trouble lighting my picture because I'd never used the lights before, and it was just something I had to learn. Photoshop itself is a problem. You have to have a lot of patience and be able to troubleshoot to get what you want. And that's it. I'll show my project one more time. And that's my final project. Thanks.